Tell her pussy when I laugh up when I take that. Violate people and I make walk.
Greetings and salutations, messages and brothers from all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Hat Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Cathy. Massive, stay tuned.
Pick up the whole of them. Come on, tell them no idea anything I do. Headline music, waiting I no do. That go say I do. Nothing but the truth, and I step up in the booth. No lie, my life, no be smarting. Remember last Christmas, Santa Claus gave me the glizzy with the switch that. So some people no go see this Christmas. And them crosses, most of them not even Christians. Click bang, body sinking at the quicksand. See them full of bomb like Afghanistan.
If you make guy come in on the enemy, them a pray, and me know they're not sorry for me. People are ball and a skin, can we bad than we mean, bloody kind scene calamity. And so we shoot out pain, figure Canada G, make them have a experience, no gravity.
Tell a pussy when I laugh up when I take that. Violate people are dead that. Should I keep in your bed cause Taliban's them a make walk. When I laugh up when I take that. Madness is where we end us. When I shoot people, we end up in a red cross.
No Taliban's like them area show guns. They couldn't sleep at your yard in a 4 months. And so we make people a mourn down. Like y'all get fucked down a whole house. Laugh bars full of kids that we sure about. And if you see me trouble with a 9X, I know no politician with me I go vote out. 4 kilo, 4 street and 4 guns.
I'm the tree like Kingston. I love the best from the Kingston. So me buy a ranking to the kingdom. So people like some phone get bring down. Me too rich now, so me buy 6 more. What's the plan? Cause I'm real to my skeleton. If you insult my intelligence, then I make the sparks fly like electrician. Like half traffic, half traffic.
Yes, karibuni sana to the Wellness Wednesday with Katie. I hope you're all good. I hope you're feeling well on this Wednesday morning, afternoon, or whatever the time is on your end. Shout out to Jose Musao in the building. Karibu sana, Jose.
And you're tuning into the Black Hat Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Cathy. Massive.
Yes, Karibuni sana. And of course, this is Wellness Wednesday. My name is Katie, in case you're there joining us for the first time. And yes, this is the Black Hot Fire Network Radio, or media of the 21st century. Karibu sana. I see Warren in the building. Karibu sana, Warren. And to everybody who is just joining us, in case you're joining us for the first time, my name is Katie. And Wednesdays, we get to do Wellness Wednesdays. And Wellness Wednesdays is where we get to talk about physical health, also health, mental health. We talk about health matters. So on today's episode, we shall be discussing, or rather we shall be seeing different ways, or rather natural ways of birth control. That is what we shall be talking about today. I hope you will get to enjoy our show for today, and also I hope you're looking forward to get to interact with us and also tell us how is your day coming along. Have you seen women being affected by birth control pills, by other means of birth control? And this is why, because I have seen, and this is why I'm talking about this, because I've seen so many women struggling with the birth control pills, struggling with this birth control injection, and it is high time we stop and quit using these medicines and the pills and the injections, because we have natural ways of controlling our birth. But anyway, yes, we started off with an amazing jump, Banner Boy, and I hope you did get to jump onto it. I see somebody saying we look alike. No, I don't look like you. I don't look like you. No. But I see, yes, Karibu sana Caroline Wangoi, but I don't look like you, honestly. And I see Zuhura Magamba in the building. Karibu sana Zuhura, and to everybody who is there joining us for the first time. My name is Katie, and this is the African Diary Show. We are talking about natural ways of birth control on today's episode. The show is called Wellness Wednesday with Katie. So yes, we shall be talking about natural ways of birth control. Yes, that is the main focus of the day, or rather, that is the topic of the day. I have a video to share with you as we get started. Or yes, before we get even to the video, I want us to head back to one more jam. I'll be back with our quote of the day. In case you have a lovely quote of the day you'd love to share with us, feel generous and kind enough to share your quote of the day with us right here. It is always a blessing for you to be able to share your quote of the day with the rest of the people. So in case you have a quote of the day you'd love to share with anybody right here, please make sure you are sharing your quote of the day. We're going back to the music. I hope you get to jump onto this amazing banger right here. And yeah, this is okay. I don't know why I have two songs, but anyway, this is Too Easy. Too Easy, BN featuring DJ Edu.
You make it too easy. I'm touching you, and I'm loving you. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. Kuzini kasi nanga time. Nakuenda online, nakuenda na madame. Mwingine kuzini kasi nanga time. Nakubishana na watu kwa corners. Offense, nimeweka defense, to be honest. I just wanna be with you and I know best. I just wanna be with you and I know best. I just wanna be with you. Yeah.
My quote of the day says, never regret anything that made you smile.
You elevate.
Never regret anything that made you smile. And this is for sure. Never regret something that made you happy at some point.
Together we marinate. And everything you say I resonate. And when I day inside you, you do let. I'm on fire. Too easy. I'm feeling you. I'm loving you. You make it too easy. I'm touching you. And I'm loving you. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. Oh baby, you got the body, make me lose my mind. Feel like nobody I know. Oh baby, you got the body, I feel tantalizer. Baby, you gotta try so. Anything you want, baby, girl, you know I got the yo. Anywhere you go, I'll go. When I'm feeling low, you're the only one who give me high, yo. How you know me, I don't know. You elevate, and when we did together, we marinate. And everything you say, I resonate. And when I day inside you, you lulate. I really on fire, too easy. I'm feeling it, I'm loving you, you make it too easy. I'm touching you, and I'm loving you, you make it too easy. You make it too easy. You make it too easy.
All the way in Switzerland, and you're tuning into the Black Heart Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Massive.
You make it too easy. I'm touching you, and I'm loving you, you make it too easy. You make it too easy. You make it too
Yes, welcome back to the African Diary Show, or rather, Wellness Wednesday with Katie right here. And as I promised you, on today's episode, we shall be talking on we shall be talking about natural ways of birth control. And I chose this topic today because I thought, yes, it is high time we get to help our brothers and sisters right here who are struggling with the birth control issues. And before we continue, I have a small story. And this is something that happened to me. I once tried these things, and the birth control things. I once tried the 3-month injection. And I don't know, it didn't work well with my body. It didn't work well. Actually, it didn't work with my body totally. It didn't work with my body. So the moment I took it, or rather the moment I got that injection, I had that thing, it's like a lump. But that didn't even affect me. What affected me is the injection. I started having mood swings. I started even I have mood swings to a point that I don't even want to see people. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with this birth control thing? What did I put in my body? And then I started now seeing my menses every day of the month. Yani, I'm spotting every day. And I thought the doctor said I'm not supposed to see my menses when I'm on this thing. So it is crazy how these things get to work with your body, and they change your cycle completely. They get to tamper with your cycle completely, and also they might even destroy your hormones, because some of these things are so hormonal. Yes, they are hormonal. They don't get along with their hormones. So they bring their other hormones there in your body. They meet and they don't get along. So the reason we're talking about natural ways of birth control is to show women that there are better ways of controlling birth rather than taking these pills, rather than taking those injections, because they are not good. They are not good. And trust me, they are not good. When I'm telling you about this, it is something that I've seen, I've experienced it, and like I went even to the hospital. I kept on complaining about it, and it is an injection. There's nothing we can do to remove it. It is already in the body. So I used to go to the hospital like every other day. I tell the doctor what is happening to me, and they are like, it is that thing you took. It is that injection you took, and there's nothing. There's no way we can remove it. So it is until 3 months are over, so that you can be able now to do something to get to now get track of your cycle and now start controlling it again. And after that, then I started now experiencing difficulties with my menses, and I'm like, what is wrong? Why are they coming like this? Because I know normal menses are not even supposed to be coming like this. So I went back to the hospital. The doctor tells me that thing really tampered with your hormones. So what you need to do is look for another different way, or rather a different method of birth control, so that now you can get rid of the other one so that you can now start controlling your hormones with these other pills that are non-hormonal and see if now they will change your cycle. And it really worked, but at the end of the day, I don't advocate for any of these pills, for any of these injections. They are not the safest way. Yes, trust me, these are not the safest way. And yes, this is the reason today we're going to talk about natural means, or rather natural ways of birth control. We as women are supposed to protect ourselves. Yes, men might not be knowing this, and this is why we are also here telling men, yes, there are other different ways and natural ways of protecting your women, of birth control. You can tell your woman, no, instead of going to the hospital, taking that injection, I know a natural way that will help us. And what are the advantages of using a natural ways of birth control? Remember, there are no side effects. Remember when I took the injection, the 3 months injection, the birth control for 3 months. Remember, now I started having mood swings. I didn't even want to see people. I started experiencing like irregular menstruation cycle, and it was not lovely. So what I'm saying is, in this way, or rather in a natural way of birth control, you don't have any side effects because it is natural. You're using herbs, you're using pure things coming from nature. So there are no side effects to using natural birth control. So there are better ways, and this is why I want women who always believe that I want to start controlling the rates I'm having babies. Yes, there are better ways of doing this. And if you're sexually active, it is great for you to have birth control on you, because we are all not ready to have children at this moment. Yes, this is very true. I'm not ready to have children, and I might be engaging myself in sexual activities. So what I mean is that it is good to protect yourself, but look at the means you're using to protect yourself. There are better ways. And remember also these birth controls that are in the pharmacies, they are there not to help you. Remember our pharmaceutical companies right here, even in the 254. We have My Dawa. We saw who is supporting My Dawa. It was Bill Gates. He gave some money to the My Dawa pharmaceutical company. So we cannot even trust the pharmaceutical companies with our bodies, with our health, because the things they are selling to us right there, we don't know even what they have put. So yes, this is why I'm advocating for natural ways of birth control. And I told you, one of the biggest reasons I want people to start using this, because there are no side effects. Imagine you went there, you took an injection of birth control, and then you come back, you don't want to see people, and then you come back, you're vomiting, you're all you have all types of mood, and you're like, what did I do? Because I used to regret. I was even telling my friends, I tried this thing and I can never. And by the fact that I'm still afraid of needles, I don't know what got into my mind that you can go and take that birth control injection. I don't know. But up to date, I can never go to that pharmacy and take an injection of birth control. But I see Jose Musao, you are you're saying a great message. And also I see Doctor, okay, I don't know your name. You're saying, why are you yelling at people? At two people. I'm not yelling at two people, bruh. I have so many audience on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on Twitter. So I don't know what you're talking about. But the best part is you're here listening to me yelling at you. Yes, the best part is that you're here listening to me yelling at you. But anyway, what I'm talking about is natural ways of birth control. And I was talking about the benefits of using natural ways of birth control. And I talked about the first one. We don't have any side effects at using these natural ways. The second one is it can be used to prevent or plan a pregnancy. It can be quite effective if used correctly. Very true, and we've seen even these ones that we get from the pharmacies. They are always you cannot rely on them fully, because sometimes they are unpredictable. Like you're told this is not 100% sure that it will prevent you from getting pregnant, so they are not reliable. So these ones, the natural means, are very reliable. They are very reliable. Yes, they are very reliable, because it is something that you physically used, and it is effective. And also, it is acceptable to couples with the religious concerns about birth control. Remember, we still have people with this goofy madness of religion. And remember, a church like Catholic Church, it tells its people to not use contraceptives. So if you are a goofy person believing in all religion nonsense, it is advisable as well to use natural means, because your church tells you not to use contraceptives. So it is good for you as well. And also, I see the method is very free, except possibly for a thermometer and also a training fee and chats. And sometimes you need to get some of these natural herbs. But yes, I have this video to share with you, so that you can get to talk to know what are these now ways of birth control, these natural ways of birth control. What are they all about? How are they done, and how can you use them, or how are they used, and which ones are they? So here's my video. This is I don't know if you guys know this lady. She's called the Jaylin. And if you used to follow her page, the name was Baby J, but right now it's a Jaylin. And she has some good content. If you love to go and see her page, it is very good. Somebody introduced me to this, and I really love it. I really love her content. Talking about the natural birth control method. So here, please make sure you listen keenly, and if you're there as a woman, please make sure you are taking notes, because these pills, these injections that we always rush for, they are not helping us in any way. They are even going to tamper with our hormones in the body. They are going to tamper with our health, and it is not right. So it is advisable for natural ways. And if you're there joining us for the first time, please consider following the host, and also make sure you're tapping that screen.
Coach, and now your favorite certified feminine wellness womb practitioner. Yes, when it comes to holistic health and healing, when it comes to feminine issues. I think you want to learn more about that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk about divine femininity, and if you have anything that you're going with, then you might be able to book a consult.
See, Jose Musawa Nasema, the method is cheap, they are morally and culturally acceptable. Very true, because you don't even have to go and do dirty things. You're just using natural ways. You're using herbs, you're using trees, you're using oil that is made from these plants, so it is culturally acceptable, and also very
some options for birth control. I want to give y'all an opportunity to know about different ways of birth control other than going the normal pharmaceutical route or getting an insert, getting like an IUD or taking the pill, whatever the case is. Because honestly, in my experience, I've seen that sometimes the Western world and the Western way of birth control can actually be incredibly harmful to women. And I know this is a very taboo topic. I know this is a very, touchy subject, but I just want to basically inform you guys and put this information out there so that you can inform yourself and you can make the best decision for you.
And in case you're wondering what we're talking about, we're watching a video of Lady Jaylin, and she is giving us tips of natural birth control method. So in case you're interested with this, please make sure you can join me on YouTube at Black Hot Fire Network Live 2. That is where I'm live. That is where I'm sharing the video, but I bet it is very audible, so you can also listen from TikTok.
that's out there for you and your situation.
Make sure you're tapping the screen, my people, as we continue.
So birth control is basically when you are regulating your menstruation. So when you're doing something and using something outside of yourself in order to regulate your cycle. And understand, when it comes to women, women are naturally in alignment with the earth. We're naturally the time keepers. We are the space creators. We are the cyclical beings of this earth. We are the people, and we are of the nature of the beings who keep this earth in alignment, right? And that's why you see this when it actually, you look at our bodies and you look at the way that we connect with the earth when it comes to our actual menstruation and stuff of that nature. I mean, there's no coincidence why the moon cycles take about 28 days, and so do our period cycles. We are literally connected. We are moon beings, all right? When we talk about men are usually leaning into the yang energy, the sun energy, but women are the moon energy. We are the lunar people. We are that energy, moon, okay? Moon as in mom, all right? We are that energy of people. So what happens when women are disconnected from that side of ourselves? What happens when women don't have a cycle? They are not in alignment with the moon and its energy. They are not in alignment with the energy within themselves. And I'm very passionate about this because, as you know, on my channel, I talk a lot about sexuality. I talk a lot about ovulation, why ovulation is so important. When you are ovulating, you are able to get pregnant. You are fertile. Living in a state of fertility is living in a state of creativity. And not only just on a regular level, when we talk about, you know, being able to create babies on an energetic level, we are talking about being able to create the life that you want. This is why when you're living in a state of fertility, you are creative. And when you are creative, you have that innate life force energy within you. And yes, you can talk about how on a regular level, it makes us more attractive to the opposite sex and stuff of that nature. But this means also we have the potential inside of ourselves. The reason why we are attracted to the opposite sex, because they can tap into the feeling that we are fertile. So when we talk about birth control basically limits your ability to be able to be fertile. Okay, so when we talk about birth control, like let's say we're talking hormonal birth control. Hormonal birth control changes your hormonal system to the point where you're no longer pumping out estrogen. Estrogen is the female hormone, and it's the reason why you're able to basically get pregnant. And then you also pump out progesterone. Progesterone basically is able to feed the baby that is, you know, gonna be inside you. But when the body recognizes that there's no baby, right, and there's no eggs, there's no baby, there's no sperm, right, and it's all cool, the body begins to shed. And that's why you have your period, because the lining around your uterus begins to shed, and as you have a period. And this is a side note, but your body always wants to be pregnant. This is so taboo.
Asante sana, Alexis.
But your body literally wants to get pregnant.
In case you're wondering what we're talking about natural birth control methods, and I'm sharing a video on YouTube, but it is very audible on your end as well, so you can just tap in and listen to the conversation of the day. It might help you somewhere, and also I know you have a girlfriend, maybe a wife or a sister. This might be helpful to them as well. If you see them running to the pharmacies to get these birth control pills, birth control injections, tell them no, we have natural ways of birth control.
Your body is screaming for you to get pregnant. That's why as women, and every single month we have that point where we start really feeling hot and heavy, and we start really getting like horny, because your body, we're supposed to be these sexual creative like beings for a lot of different reasons. When we look at history, when we look at ancient history, and we look at recent history, we've had a lot of things in the society trying to control our sexuality, trying to get us to disconnect from our sexuality, because really the underlying stemming reason of all of this is when women actually get in tune with their sexuality, they actually get in tune with their creative power, which is actually being the creator. Being actually attached to the creative essence, because women are the source. Women are the source of all things, okay? And man helps to direct that source, but women are the source. They don't really want us to know that and learn that. So we have all this weird stuff around our sexuality and around our bodies, and, you know, people trying to control our bodies and people not liking their bodies and feeling like something is wrong with them, and all this shame, all this guilt, and all this stuff. It piles up, and that's the reason why we disconnect from ourselves and disconnect from our bodies. Kind of sucks. Your body
Shout out to Cheriot, Karibu Sana, Papa Dennis, I see you in the building, Karibu Sana, and to everybody who is just joining us, please make sure you're tapping the screen for me as we continue. And in case you're wondering what we're talking about natural birth control methods, and this is Wellness Wednesday with Katie. I just want to make sure that we are very healthy when it comes to menstruation and everything as women. And this doesn't mean that this topic is only for women. Also, men, you have a huge part to play in this, because remember, we say that also men are supposed to be aware of they're supposed to be given this menstrual education, and they are supposed to be aware of what happens with the women. And also remember, these women are looking for birth control to protect them from having unwanted babies. And of course, you cannot have a baby without a man. So this topic concerns everybody in here. Shout out to Evelyn in the building, on the live line in the building, Karibu Sana, and I hope you get to enjoy the show. Shout out to Ngige, I see you in the building, Ngige. Make sure you're tapping the screen for me as we continue. Fina kucheki tena sana, Karibu Sana.
Always wants to have babies, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, we don't have to have babies. We don't need to have babies, and, you know, not all of us are ready to have that, but your body always wants it because it's something that natural. It's something that comes natural to you, this ability to be fertile, this ability to create, this energy, that creative life force energy makes you attractive. It makes you magnetic. It makes you be able to literally magnetize things towards you. Let's talk about the most common form of birth control, taking the pill. So when you take the pill is this manufactured version, this man-made version of progesterone. And this man-made version of progesterone is called progestin. I hope I said that right. But basically, it's the man-made version of progesterone. This hormone, this man-made hormone, it always makes it so that your fluid is thick. Your mucus is always thick. And because the mucus is thick, no babies is going to get past there. So you're always in this constant state of infertility. I personally have never taken birth control, but I've had plenty of people around me that have taken birth control. And I've noticed that a lot of women, when they take birth control, a lot of women tend to experience mood swings. They tend to feel disconnected from themselves. It's normal. It's very common. So those things are kind of normal, like anxiety is kind of normal and kind of common. Depression's kind of normal and kind of common. Mood swings, but it's actually not normal. It's not normal to actually be in that state. It's not normal to always be anxious. It's not normal to always have these mood swings and this irritability. It's not normal to always feel depressed. It's not. You know, we do these things and it's so common, it seems normal, but it's not. Some other side effects of birth control are depression, nausea, breast pain, decreased libido, vaginal dryness, infertility, because the body basically forgets because it's never been fertile. It hasn't been fertile for so long. Bad cramps, and also headaches. And most importantly, when you are on birth control, you are no longer living in alignment with the natural cycles of life. And when we look at women who are struggling with fertility issues, when we look at women who struggle with BV, bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, all types of things that affect the sacral chakra and affect the womb, okay, always are contracting these illnesses, okay, dryness, whatever the case is. When we look at this stuff, we look at the irritability, we look at the sadness, we look at the depression, we look at the heat flashes, we look at all of these things. And we notice something in particular, that a lot of women that experience those things aren't connected to nature. First of all, one, y'all don't go outside every day. Y'all don't ground yourself every day. I ground myself every single day. Like, I am barefoot on the earth every single day. For one reason, it's scientifically proven to help you feel better and to raise your immune system to fight off illnesses and diseases by just simply grounding yourself every day. But the reason why that it works that way is because we are back in alignment with nature. We have gotten so out of alignment with nature that we think it's normal to experience all of these illnesses, diseases, and mental issues, but it's not. When you start grounding yourself and aligning yourself with the natural cycles and systems of the universe, especially as a woman who is connected naturally to the natural cycles of the universe. When I go outside and I am grounding myself every day, I swear the earth feels like it has a heartbeat. And I realize that I'm connected to something bigger than myself. And I connect with that energy. I work with that energy. And I like to stare at the moonlight because I know it's aligning myself with nature. We're naturally meant to be cyclical beings. That's why we are cyclical beings. So when you decide to not be cyclical, the negative side effects from that are going to show. Living in the flow of nature is living in alignment with who you are. So that's why I really talk about and I preach about like getting off of this stuff, getting off of all this man-made stuff and stepping back into what is natural to you. That's where you find peace. That's where you find happiness. That's where you find contentment. And that's where a lot of these issues that we deal with vaginally and even mentally subside. Before I really started embracing my goddess spirituality and stepping back into the flow of nature, my periods used to be so painful. I used to have really painful periods and I used to just like be super crampy and irritable the whole time. Now I get my period and I forget I even have it. Like I forget it's even coming because I don't even feel it. It doesn't even hurt that much because I've been doing the inner work on myself. I've been in tuning myself with nature. I've been breathing through that pain. I've been working through my trauma because the only reason why we have cramps is because we're ignoring things that we haven't been dealing with. A period is a time where we are supposed to shed away things that no longer serve us. It's when our intuition starts speaking louder than
getting something here. These are ladies very spiritual. So in case you're looking for ways to reconnect back with the nature, she is one of the best teacher. Yes, you can just look for her content. She's a very spiritual. But as we continue, to all who are just joining us, we're talking about natural birth control methods, and this is a very long video, but we have time. Of course, we will get to finish the video because the main point or the main reason I'm sharing this video is to enlighten people. There are better ways of birth control, and these are natural ways. And which ways are these? This is what we are trying to talk about here.
Words. It's when we start to feel connected and in tune with our goddess energy within us. It's able to do the most healing work on ourselves when you should be doing, when you should be going within. And yet this makes it so that we never have that opportunity. We're always working. We're always doing. We're always in action mode. We don't know how to be still. We don't know how to breathe into ourselves and to meditate. We don't know how to rest. This society is not built for us as women to rest and to be in alignment with ours, but we have to start empowering ourselves, starting with us first, and then the universe and society will fall in line. So yes, I really do believe in getting more into natural birth control. A lot of people get on not natural birth control because maybe their periods are so painful. Check out the video I made about periods, y'all. Really look at those tips I made in that video. They can really help you to heal your pain the natural way. They'll get us on birth control to help us with our periods. So basically you have an issue and the issue is obviously something wrong and it's hurting you. It's hurting your body. Your body is trying to communicate to you. But these doctors are prescribing medicine to basically completely numb out the issue instead of actually dealing with the issue at the root of its core. Why are you experiencing the symptoms in the first place? So then you have these people and these women going on this continuous cycle of numbing out their issues, not listening to their bodies, living out of alignment with nature. And we wonder why.
I've seen even women are getting injections for preventing them to have their cycles. They don't want to have menses. They don't want to experience that cycle. And I'm just worried about our women. But anyway, I hope somebody is here learning something great, and I hope you're all getting this knowledge and you're writing it down, or rather you're putting it into your mind, because we need to protect ourselves, and also we need to reconnect with nature as well.
We all feel freaking crazy. It's because we're not in alignment with ourselves any longer. This is your fertility. So while you do have your years where you are fertile, where you have where you are ready to create, you are supposed to embrace that natural part of your life. You're supposed to be living it to its fullest potential. You are supposed to be fertile, okay? Because the more fertile we are, the more creative we are, the more we can create babies. But on an energetic level, the more that we can create and become magnetic to whatever we desire. They don't tell you about that, but it's true. And yeah, sometimes life is painful. It's a necessary process of life. Why do you think when we have these babies, which are a gift to people, right? Babies are a gift. I had a baby, but I've always heard people say, children are just a gift. I love my baby. I love my child, X, Y, and Z. And we are able to have babies, but that birthing process can be pretty freaking painful first. But through the pain comes your pleasure. Pain sometimes is a part of life. So instead of numb pain, realize that pain is a part of life. Process the pain, transmute the pain, heal through the pain, and do it the natural way so that it doesn't have to be so hard. Instead of numbing it out and not listening to it, fix it. And that's how you actually do the healing work. But I know you guys are saying, okay, well, if I'm not supposed to take the pill, if I'm not supposed to have an IUD, how am I going to protect myself in these streets? Because I'm still having sex. I'm still doing what I need to do. I understand you, girl. I understand. The number one, first natural birth control method is pay attention to when you are ovulating. So you need to know when you are ovulating, because when you're ovulating, that's when you are the most likely to become pregnant. Okay. So you want to know exactly when you are ovulating. And there's a lot of ways you can do the actual things that you can do, like certain things that you can insert to yourself, and you can be able to look at the temperature inside of your vagina to see when you're ovulating. But one of the easiest ways to do it is to study your mucus, study your cervical fluid. All of us, when we take our panties off, as most of the time, you're going to see some type of liquid and secretions down there. So if the liquid and secretions are thicker, they're like thicker, and it's not obviously thick like cottage cheese and it's itchy. If it's thick and it's cottage cheesy, that's going to be a yeast infection. But if it's just thicker mucus, you have a little bit more cervical mucus, that means that you are less likely to get pregnant, right? Because remember, when your cervical mucus is nice and thick, that means estrogen is not doing its thing. That means progesterone is doing its thing and it's causing that mucus to be all thick and stuff of that nature. When your mucus is thick, that means you're less likely to get pregnant. So obviously, please use a condom. And there are natural condoms out there, okay? Natural condoms that are made of natural materials instead of just using the plastic and stuff of that nature. Use natural materials and try to get natural condoms. That's the best way you can do it. Anyways, if you have sex when you're not ovulating, that is a way that you can, basically do natural birth control. Now, if you look down and if your mucus looks thin, if it feels like water, if it almost feels like an egg white, it's just slimy and it just feels like an egg white and it's thin, you ovulating. You are ovulating and you are very, very likely to get pregnant. You are very, very fertile. So knowing that information, maybe you don't have sex during that time, even though your body is going to be screaming for it, even though your body is going to be screaming like, I want to do it. I want to be pregnant. Come on, let's do it. You got to have the self-control to be like, no. Actually, this is not the time. Ooh, this herb is absolutely essential. It should be on all of y'all's wish list. Okay, I'm gonna put it down below. A link to it from my Amazon link down in the description. Neem is a herb that is absolutely essential for all y'all to have. You can use neem as a plan B. rarely reduce
Uncle
your
Nat in the
fertility. You
building.
can use neem for male birth control. That's the thing that they don't want us to know either. You can have neem in an oil form. They can put it in a oil form, or they can put it in a tablet form when you can ingest it like a tablet or a supplement. And you can also take some neem oil and insert it in your vagina, a couple drops of neem oil and coconut oil, and insert that in your vagina. It will make you temporarily infertile without messing you up in the long run, without leading to any infertility issues. That's what we have seen with the research, that if you use neem, it is said and it is known that
And in case you're just joining us and you're wondering, what are these girls talking about? Yes, we're talking about natural birth control methods. And this is a video I'm sharing with you. And it is talking about natural ways of birth control. We've seen the first one is a check on your ovulation, know where you have track of the time of your menses, and then know when you ovulate. And during ovulation, you're more likely to get pregnant. And how do you know all this? She has explained. I don't want to repeat myself, but yes, this is a natural way of birth control. The second one, she's talking about some herb, and this herb, I don't know if it is very available right here in Kenya, but we can all look for other herbs, because she's going to talk about different other methods of birth control. I see Mighty Carl in the building. Shout out to you, Mighty Carl. Asante sana for joining us on today's episode. As we continue, in case you're just joining us, please make sure you're tapping the screen. And also, I don't see people interacting. I don't know what's wrong.
It will temporarily reduce your fertility without any long-term side effects when it comes to your fertility, your libido, and that is the same thing for men. You can see this with the research and the experiments. When men took the neem oil and they took the neem supplement, it actually temporarily reduced and completely eradicated their fertility without infecting and affecting their libido, without affecting their ability to create sperm and stuff of that nature. So this is literally one of the biggest. I don't understand why we don't get taught about this. I don't understand why we don't even learn this information. But this is literally,
don't understand it, Jay.
Literally male birth control. It is female birth control. Okay. You can use neem if you have sex and let's say he doesn't pull out and there's a bunch of sperm up in there, then you can use the neem oil and just take some neem oil and literally drop it into your vagina. When people did this, basically the neem kills sperm within 30 seconds. It kills all sperm. Like the research shows that neem kills all sperm that comes in contact with the neem within 30 seconds. Now, let me be real with you. Neem does not smell good. It does not smell good. Neem does not smell good at all. So if you're going to do that, understand that you're going to be out for a little bit, okay? You're going to have to be out the league for a little bit. But it's something that you can do.
You don't have to go to people smelling like shit. Just stay at your home. If you use neem, stay at your home.
Before you have sex too, is just take a little bit of drop of neem and put some coconut oil so that you don't have that strong smell, and just put that in there, before sex and stuff of that nature as a preventative and as a caution. Radioisotope studies indicated that neem oil was not absorbed from the vagina. It thus ruled out its possible systemic effects. Results of this present study indicate that neem oil is an ideal feminine contraceptive, being easily available, cheap, and non-toxic. Both males and females can take neem oil or neem extract as a contraceptive to prevent pregnancy in a most effective way. Injecting neem oil through the vagina can cause reversible infertility in females for about 1 year. Research found that neem oil kills sperm in the vagina within just 30 seconds and continues to be effective for up to 5 full hours.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that, right? We have this, herb that is known to literally stop fertility, and yet we have this knowledge, we have this research, and let's say we want even more knowledge, you want even more research. Why isn't any money going towards those things? Why are we not researching into different methods that we can use that could be non-toxic? Why are we not researching these things? It's because that these people, they make money when you have to rely on something again and again. They don't make money when something is cheap and non-toxic. They make money when something is expensive and when you have to do it for the rest of your life. So having access to the natural alternatives is empowering you, and it's also empowering your pockets. Glide and Sustain are good examples of organic condoms. Okay, get used to condoms. I know some people gonna be like, I know some men, I don't use condoms. Girl, you better stop messing with him. Okay, we don't trust these men out here like that. Like, unless you know, like obviously there's always the pulling out method, but like I said, I would always suggest organic condoms like Glide or Sustain, and don't always trust these men, especially the first couple times around when they say they can pull out.
You're back again. I told you in the morning, early in the morning. This is the African Diary Show, or rather, this is Wellness Wednesday, and we are on YouTube. We cannot play jumps on YouTube.
You know this man, he lets you know how he operates. That's on your own discretion. But I will always suggest wearing condoms because it's way better than having an STD or becoming pregnant at a time when you aren't ready. And that's just what it is. Another natural birth control method that I learned was utilizing black seed oil. So taking black seed oil, vitamin C, and using coconut oil as natural lubrication can basically also help to prevent pregnancy. Also, I know some women will also take vitamin C. They might take a vitamin C tablet and insert it in the vagina, especially if, you know, a mistake happened or whatever the case was. And that can be known to prevent the pregnancy, as well as ginger, taking ginger often, but taking the black seed oil, vitamin C on a daily basis at the same time every day can definitely help you. So what the vitamin C does, basically sperm cannot survive in an acidic environment, and vitamin C is incredibly acidic. So this also disrupts the progesterone. And like I said, progesterone is a huge component when it comes to fertility and pregnancy. So vitamin C and taking that, you know, a lot of the times can definitely help to prevent pregnancy. And that's why some people put it in there when they have a mistake and stuff of that nature. But understand that, like I said, it is acidic. So you don't want to do vitamin C too much, but it is something you can do, especially when you know you're going to be incredibly active. Last thing, I actually learned this on Earth Mama Medicine's video where she was talking about natural birth control. And one of the things that she brought up was this idea of basically talking to the spirit of the baby. And I know that sounds like intense.
Okay, my internet is misbehaving, but as we continue, yes, we are talking about natural methods of birth control. And in case you're there, you're a woman and you have been trying to look for better ways of birth control. At least right now, we know we have natural ways of preventing ourselves to get pregnant. And
it sounds taboo, but she was talking about how in that video, she knew a friend. Her friend was in a position where they weren't in a very financially stable place, and they just wouldn't be able to fully take care of another child. So she got into a meditative state, and she just simply asked the spirit of the baby to come at another time. She spoke with love and said, listen, I know that you want to come through me in this vessel, and I know that you have a lot to give, and I know that I could be your mom, just not now. If you could hold on, if you could wait another time, I will be the best mom you've ever had if you just wait a little bit. And after she did this multiple times, right? And she actually ended up miscarrying. And I know that's like a taboo subject, but it is something that I want to throw out there for more women to know and understand that the subconscious mind is very, very powerful. So if you really learn how to speak to your subconscious mind, who knows what you could do when it comes to your body and stuff of that nature. So that's just something I want to throw out there, to ask the spirit of the baby to come at a later date. These are the different natural birth control methods that I know and that I'm aware of and that I personally use. I personally use, pulling out, condoms and neem oil a lot. Those have done me very well. When the girl's active, those have done me very, very well. Honestly, I love natural birth control because it empowers you to have a deeper connection with your body. When you're doing it the natural way, you have to listen to your body. You have to study your body. You have to feel into your body. You need to be in alignment with your fluids, and you get back into being a woman, I believe, and just knowing who you are, knowing your femininity, and knowing what makes you a woman. And it really helps with body positivity and really just accepting yourself and accepting all your feminine attributes and all your fluids and everything. You just accept who you are. So I think that's why I love natural birth control as well. And, it's non-toxic. These things have a way less of effect on to be very toxic when it comes to your body. And like I said, you're still allowed to live in a fertile state, and you're in tune with the natural cycles of the earth.
Cassius William in the building, you're saying, this woman sounds like the black version of Margaret Sanger, and sell this bullshit to white woman. Deleting black babies, you can't make this up. Deleting black babies is a no. I also don't agree, and also I don't think that that would work. But anyway, I don't know what she's talking about. You talk to the baby and tell them, I don't want to be your mom at this moment. I don't agree with that. But now the reason I was sharing this video is because I wanted us to know that there are natural ways of birth control, but not with deleting black babies. But I see you're saying hooking up with the Pookies is a no. Okay. Who is hooking up with the Pookies? This woman, this is a highly spiritual black woman. This is what I know. And there's something that she has said that we might not agree with it, and it is always, everybody's always learning, and maybe she doesn't know that deleting black babies is not good, but at the end of the day, she has taught us something that is very positive. So we should take that and learn that, and also put it into action. Use natural ways of birth control. Stop going to the pharmacies. Stop relying on these injections, these pills that you want to take from the pharmacies, and use it as birth control. Shout out to Chariot in the building. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you've gotten our information for today. I was talking about natural birth control methods, and we have learned a lot of them. We have learned a use of neem. We have learned a use of the black seed. We have learned a lot of things, and I hope you did get to enjoy that, and also I hope you did get to learn a thing or two. I see Cassius Williams is very angry with this woman, but at the end of the day, I think the choice of being okay, I see you're saying the choice of being a black woman, being with a Pookie is a women's choice. I don't, okay, it's okay. Yes, it is a choice. But what I mean is we cannot go and start trusting these pharmacies. And I told you, the pharmaceutical industry right now, even in Kenya, even in wherever we are in, you remember there was this saga of the cough syrup, and so many babies died. And this is how we still take these birth controls, and we don't know what they go and do to our bodies. And remember, there was also this saga of certain birth control pill that was being sold, right here in Kenya, and it was from China. The Chinese would come and dump it right here, and it will bring issues, complications to women's bodies. And remember, we had now issues of women becoming infertile after they discovered that it is because of this pill. And at the end of the day, women, I told you, it is your choice to protect yourself. It is your choice to protect yourself. So there are natural ways of birth control. You might want to get it raw. It is very okay with that as a woman. And if you are with the right person, it is very okay. But now with these abortion things, no. With terminating babies, no. We believe there are better ways of protecting and making sure that these unwanted babies are not there. So it is better to protect ourselves than now to start looking for abortion pills and everything, because abortion is murder. Abortion is a crime. And I've seen so many young women crying of how they have aborted and right now they don't have children. So instead of all that, and also instead of trusting the pharmaceutical companies, let's just trust the nature. Let's just use natural ways and make sure that we are safe from even the side effects of the drugs we can get from the pharmaceuticals, and also we can be safe at the end of the day health-wise. I see Cassius, you're saying the question is she I am married, she married and have kids. I cannot lecture people about family and procreating when I have no substance of having my own family and kids. I get bad vibes about this lady. I don't think, no, she's not bad vibes. She's not bad vibes. I just think that it is because you got her talking about something that you don't agree with, but she's not bad vibes. Trust me, I've been listening to her content, and she's not bad vibes, and she's a highly spiritual actually. And if you go and look for her content, she's not bad vibes. She's not bad vibes. Trust me, Cassius Williams. I know her and I've been following her content. So she is not a bad vibes. But as we continue, or rather, as we get to wind up with our show for today, I hope you've gotten something. I hope you've learned something, a thing or two. And I hope you have gotten something in the bucket of knowledge, because at the end of the day, we as women, I keep on telling you, that man will not come and tell you, there are these ways of birth control. They will not come and tell you, they will even tell you, I'm allergic to latex. This is what they always say, I'm allergic to latex. So it is you as a woman, learn to protect yourself. You as a woman, learn to protect yourself. I see Cassius Williams is saying to women and men, protect yourself and don't let someone gaslight you about procreating. It is okay, Cassius Williams. Nobody is gaslighting them. And also I say, giving birth is a choice, and also having babies is a choice. And if they come unwanted, it is not something that is good. So we can always protect ourselves from having these unwanted babies and the burden of having unwanted babies, because it is always a burden. But anyway, family, we are coming to the end of our show for today. Asante Sarah for being with us on today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed our conversation of the day. I hope you have learned something, and also I hope you shall put it into action as a woman in the building. But Rini, much love.
Greetings and salutations, Master J. Daniel Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Kathy. That's it.
I see Cassius Williams is saying, Katie, these people will eventually let you down, brought and paid for the white by the white donors. Okay, yes, they will. And at the end of the day, you do what you want, Cassius Williams. You cannot be following people just because she said that this is good. You don't just go and start doing it without your own research. Yes, they will. Everybody can let you down. Anybody can let you down. Not even who. Anybody. I believe anybody can let you down. And at the end of the day, just learn your things slowly by slowly. But I see Unsunken One, you're just getting in when I'm going. I'm leaving Unsunken One. Late comer. I see you're saying I'm drinking Kenyan tea. Tastes good. Crackers call it a British blend. Ain't that something? It is just crazy. It is crazy. Having and I saw this African woman, Kenyan woman actually. She always travels every part of the world, and she's like, I'm carrying my Kenyan tea because I cannot take those things the crackers take. And Kenyan tea is always the best, by the way. If you have not tasted Kenyan tea, please make sure you taste Kenyan tea. I see Cassius Williams is saying, peace, Katie, be safe when you're ready. Create your family when you are ready, with the right person. Very true. Sorry, Cassius Williams. I'll be very safe. I'll be very ready by that time when that time comes, and I'll be ready also to choose the right person for myself. So thank you for the advice, big brother. I take that, and asante sana. Kwaherini fam.
I'm loving you, make it too easy. You make it too easy.